Let me... Oof. All right, all right. Introduce in the top right of Solaris, the Zerg player this time around for Basilisk Gaming. It's Reynor. And on the other side, the Chinese Zerg, we have Cyan. Alright, a best of 3 PvZ. As I mentioned, Cyan actually making Cyril sweat a little bit. It wasn't too well. Was pretty comfortable for Cyril at the end of the day. But he definitely is a danger with those early timing attacks, as Protoss always is.
Game paused.
We're ready to go.
Game resumed.
I guess we lost the admin. Everybody's ready. I feel All right, moving on. I'm not supposed to be the admin, just to make it clear for the viewers right now. But I'm here as a backup in case the admin is actually watching Netflix, so I'll be the scapegoat for this one. All right. Many hats today. So many hats. I never wear hats, but so many hats. Reynor. Second. Hatchery here. Wasn't sure I was gonna follow that one up. Just playing it safe. Only one in gas. Keeping his options open in case he needs that early speed, but instead going to be opting for 3 hatcheries. Stargate on the way. And things will settle down, it seems. We're going to have a standard macro. Well, Reynor should be taking a 3rd hatchery here soon. The fact that he isn't is a little bit suspicious. Takes it now. Pro will scout it. Void Ray on the way. Wants to deny that scouting early. The Void Ray is a bold statement. An expensive statement as well. The Void Ray can deny the scouting, but definitely isn't overall as good as the Oracle. It doesn't have nearly as much utility. But it certainly could drive away the Overlords. So, leaves you a lot of opportunity. Void Ray on the way out. No Overlords here. The Overlord is in the Bane, so it looks like he's not going to bother taking that one out. 3rd base instead. Void Ray just heads across the map. And gets... Nope, nothing. Actually, nothing. It kind of looked like maybe there was a... No. Adept just dies. Void Ray takes out the Overlord. Twilight and Forge on the way. It looks like a very standard follow-up, right? Cyan not bothering with any... Is he mining all his gas? Yes. Is he waiting for the Overlord to leave to do anything differently? He is hiding all the tech from the Ovi. Reynor hasn't seen anything. But that lack of anything is something in and of itself, which sounds very profound, but really isn't. Zergling speed is done. Overlord's still hanging out, which is most of its job. Lairs on the way. Oh, Void Ray took a bit of a beating there from the knitting needles of the queens. It's going to be charge. Does he pull off of gas the moment the Overlord dies? No, not the moment, but only 2 gases so far. It's going to be a charge lot timing, much like he tried against Cyril. Did not find a lot of success, as Cyril had more than enough roaches ready to shut it down. But I doubt Reynor was watching those games. He had his own to worry about, so. Oracle's heading in towards the main. Lair's not quite done. Roach one not quite done. Void Ray? Okay. Out here on the beaches. Never really looked at this corner of the map. A whole bunch of seemingly random gateway units heading up. Reynor has 71 drones. And while Charge and +1 are finishing here, there's not really any... He's got 6 charge lots, so Cyan doesn't look too committed to actually getting aggressive. Reynor has vision of the 4th base. Roaches and Lings. I mean, you got 71 drones. You can make pretty much whatever you want at that stage. If he can keep track of the tech Cyan has, he's going to be in a perfectly good position. But here come the charge lots. Catching Reynor maybe a little off guard. The Queen's got to scramble back. 1 taken out immediately. The Oracle's waiting for their opportunity to get involved. Splits off a couple Zealots for the mineral line. +1 ground weapon's not quite done yet for Cyan. Trying to burn through the Queens. Targets one of the Oracles. There's not that much energy left over. This is looking somewhat dangerous. The +1 completes, allowing the Zealots a lot more effective. Oh my god, he right-clicked. Oh, a bit of a mistake there. That's going to help thin out the Zealots quite quickly. And all the Zerglings that were across the map now going to come back. Lights up a Void Ray, but a Spore Crawler and a Queen are more than a match. And Reynor consolidates his forces. The Zealots, not enough to break through. For a moment, there was a whisper of a dream. But it's faded. He's going to target down some more drones. But now he has to contend. There are 19 very angry roaches. They're just kind of angry by default. It's not really a symptom of this, but... Down goes the Void Ray. And with it, anything tying Reynor back at home. He's just hitting the roach button. And, you know, maybe make some more Void Rays at this point. Cyan, down 150 to 100 supply. It is Roach Ravager, so not the most fearsome army. Whole bunch of Zerglings. In production as well, gonna try to fill it in. Changelings, spot the main. And the base to the top. I don't know if Reynor, he doesn't know about it until this moment. But definitely gonna make some big efforts to take it out. Fuel battery overcharge, helpful. Not remotely close to enough. The Roaches just chewing forward. Blink isn't done. There's nothing. Cyan bit off more than he could chew. And Reynor made him swallow it. Reynor just too much. Too many roaches. Too little time. Well, the charge lots, not enough. It looked like for a moment. Maybe with that +1 finishing. Well, Reynor had enough economy to fall back on. So now we move into game 2. Things moving along quickly now. Hard mud. That looked pretty much... You know, Reynor took about 20% more damage than Cyril did to the same build. Different map, I guess, but... And we are ready to go. Countdown has begun. Hard lead. Map 2. Cyan again. The twilight timing not quite coming together. I think he had the makings of something there, but Reynor not phased. Oh, we're in. Cyan, bottom right. In the blue, Reynor in the top left. For those of you, our blind viewers out there. I think Reynor kind of excited at the opportunity to just go Mass Roach. Not really something you get to do too often nowadays against Protoss. Feels very satisfying to just go that full Zerg style. Not have to worry about like Infestor, Viper, Lurker, all these fancy units late game. No, just smash. Gas to pool. Just making sure he has options. Only one in gas for Cyan. I guess he's working his way up. That's pretty standard. Time for the Terran music. Or we're watching Zerg versus Protoss. Makes complete sense. Mostly because Terran music is objectively overpowered. Probe. Wait, did he? The probe just built the Nexus now, coming all the way back across the map. I'm gonna get the full scout. Mineral walks through. There's nothing to stop it, I guess. You can count the gas. Less than 100 mines so far. Means Reynor. There's really not much he could be doing at the moment. And a Stargate. Now, what does it have in store for us today? I liked Reynor as Protoss going for Mass Phoenix. Bringing back that Mass Phoenix charge lot. Well, I guess Phoenix Blinkstalker, but that is a very, very technical style that there are a lot of weak points if you're not able to keep track of everything. Still, though, when it works, it really works. Something the Void Ray can't really say as successfully. Now, speak of the devil. Adepts, Stagger Shade. On the edge of the creep. Keeping the Zerglings away for now. Void Ray in production. Twilight Council immediately behind. This is the he's deja vu. We've just been in this place before. Twilight immediately. I think he wants to go Glaives, but it might end up as blank. Because against Cyril, it got scouted so early, he just freestyled a blink timing. But Glaives are on the table. The Void Ray burns through the Ovi. There's nothing to scout the main. He's going to slap down the third Nexus. Cyan is not... I was about to say he's not building more probes. He was holding probes until he started that third Nexus. And there we go. Got the Glaives on the way. A dangerous timing indeed. Glaive to depths, a real existential threat to any Oh, and he's building Void Rays. He's hidden the Adepts. Glaives are still a long way off. So Reynor, oh, gets the Creep Tumor here. Cyan, threatening. Roach Warren's on the way. Reynor respecting this. But the Glaives will be completed before any Roaches can be on the field. Quite a late Roach Warren when it comes to defenses. So probably not quite expecting it. Throw it in the shades. One of them he's going to complete, and that'll be the real threat. Into the main. The lair now starts. 44 probes. Not adding any more. And here we go. The shades. He's adding some probes behind and a robo. Cyan this time around realizing he may need a follow-up. But actually, with 9 roaches in production, but not done yet, the Adepts, and he finds an opportunity to shade through. Reynor doesn't have so many drones that he can afford to lose dozens of them. I mean, never do you want to lose dozens, but it's 48 to 49. The probe count is higher than the drones, and he's still behind the mineral line. Gonna kill some more. And in the third base as well, shift queuing. He's got 9 drones down. Gonna kill some of the Zerglings. You gotta be careful not to lose all your Adepts, otherwise the Roaches are gonna come heading across into the main, but he's nice move command! Oh no! A bit of a disaster for Cyan, who could have gotten another half dozen drones. But still, decent damage. It about evens out. 1,200, 1,200. 13 drones is a rough sell. I think Cyan, though, with a robo already done, building Immortals, as well as Blank on the way, has set himself up well for the mid-game. It could have been better, but he's certainly not in a... he's not far behind at all, if at all. That was a tough sentence to navigate. I don't know why I made it so difficult, but here we are. Four more gates on the way. No forge whatsoever. We just now got +1 ranged attack. This is going to be 8 gates in total. The immortal count growing. Lair is clearly done. The Void Ray also hanging out. Might kill a roach here. Yep. Okay. Got him. Infestation Pit. Meanwhile, War Prism and a Forge. How many immortals? 2 immortals. Reynor, 66 drones against 64 probes. Cyan, in a tenuous position, but definitely a playable one. How many sentries? Just the one. +1 on the way. Infestation Pit, is that for Hive? Indeed. Reynor headed there. That is quite an investment on a relatively small economy. Some Glaved Adepts set up on the left flank. The Warp Prism is on the way. The Roaches and Ravagers. Not sure who's flanking who here. The Immortals can be saved by the Prism. They will be. The barrier working out. The Adept shading in. Beautiful positioning. Will maximize their potential damage. More Stalkers warping in. He's killed so many Zerglings here. And by that I mean 12. All right, you know, I shouldn't have brought that up. It would have looked better if I just said so many and you thought it was like 38. Nope. A dozen. Okay, not that good. But he does keep Reynor busy. The problem is, Reynor is busy working on his own macro. He's got Hydralisk Den. It's going to be a Lurker Den very likely behind it. Viper's a threat soon. And there's no High Templar on the field. The Void Ray still keeping things at bay. The Void Ray really paying dividends here. Is he really going to do it? Okay, we're doing an Immortal drop. Void Ray. Okay. Alright. Lightly glazing many of those units. Could warp in. The Immortals, not such a great counter to the Zerglings. Not such a great counter to, oh no, a Scouting Immortal. Devastating. That's unfortunate. And now we have the Vipers. And the Lurker Den on the way. Cyan has taken a 4th base, but Reynor, he's going on 5. disruptors in production, but none of this really going to deal with Vipers head on. Adrenal glands, spores and spines to sandbag some of those potential Zealot warpins. Double Ruptor production. Lurkers. Now for Reynor. Reynor has shown the value of Immortals and well-placed Storms against Lurkers. Just recently. But Cyan is opting for the Disruptor-based style. I think that's higher risk and higher reward. As the vulnerability to Vipers and the, well, hit-and-miss nature is a defining characteristic. Well, he gets one Lurker. The spines ripping through a whole group of the Stalkers. Reynor maxed out. Cyan also nearing a max out himself. He just has a bit of a lower tech overall army. The Vipers and Lurkers are particularly dangerous. Ooh, decides on getting the Spore Crawler there. Another shot. Force Field. Very dead Ravager. Meanwhile, Warp Prism. Oh no. Possibly some point-blank Disruptor shots back at home. Warp Prism taking a lot of damage from the Queens. They will eventually make their way around. The Disruptor survives. Down he goes. The Warp Prism taken out by the angry Queens. And Cyan maxed out, but it feels like nowhere to go. As Reynor keeps taking more and more of the map. Cyan really trying to make some progress. But 2 Vipers. He's not quite in range for the Ruptors. More units, creep spread closing in. That Void Ray. 16 kills. The only thing standing between Cyan and devastation. Alright. Those Vipers full energy here. Looking for the Ruptors. May find them. Disruptor shots coming up short. Lurkers just barely out of range. High Templar. Archons immediately. Cyan is maxed out. He's getting +1 armor here, but Reynor is banking. And he hasn't really lost anything critical. The Disruptors are yanked in. Gets 2, gets 3. The Lurker count isn't so high. Oh no. Oh my god. Well. An air ball there. Looking for more. Blinding Cloud. Trying to force the army forward. There's actually no detection to kill the observers. And losing this. Meanwhile, though, Lurkers are dunking home. Over at the right side base. There's the Revelation, but loses a lot of the Zealots before he's able to get on top of it. The Oracle itself might be the only chance here. The army driven back. Cyan may have been able to drive back the army in the center, but the Lurkers rip apart his outlying base. Oh, that Zealot. Bob the Zealot over here. Too angry to die. Forces 6 Lurkers to retreat on his own. What a hero. That's totally what happened. That's what he's going to tell his friends. Back at the Warp Gate. The Twilight Council. Well, Storm is on the way. But Reynor, he's closing in. Less and less of the map claimed. See a detection? Oh, there's an observer right there. He actually just chews up those Lurkers. That was a lot of Lurkers to lose for free. 6 Lurkers dead over there. Okay, wait a second. Ah, Reynor gonna replace them. How about 18 more Lurkers? Yeah, that'll certainly replace them. And then some. But it is a bit of a liability. Oh my god, it's so many Lurkers. He's got 24 in total. The Void Ray! The Void Ray! The only thing. Still, are there any Hydras? There's only 1 Hydra. So the Void Ray still technically could take pretty much all of this out. It would just take a while. Oh no, the main army over here. There's a few Storms ready, I think. Does he have the energy on those Templar? He does. But the angle is not good. You do not want to be fighting there. There's more lurkers over to the right flank. The Immortals are holding the line, but this angle is not good enough. Wow, the Immortals are just bashing their way through. Shield battery overcharge is helping. He needs to flank this. He needs to be able to see it. Also an important point. The Oracle doesn't have enough energy for Revelation. Reynor is rebuilding. The Templar must live. The Templar! Where are the storms? A big storm there. Revelation, very helpful. And Reynor is driven back on the left flank. Immortals getting sliced up. Cyan still holding. 6 more lurkers on the way. Reynor, he's lost 25, but Cyan is struggling to make it. Oh no! The hero Void Ray falls. And without it, hope dies. Well, gonna have to rely on the High Templar now. Stasis attempted. A few more lurkers, both sides. Immortals holding. The angle. There's only 2 or 3 lurkers here. More being added in. Revelation is good. More lurkers coming up. Does he have an observer? He does. He's just gonna give up the base. Losing some Templar. Cyan is bleeding out supply here. Loses 11 probes. Reynor starting to bank more and more money. Oh, the storms. The stasis. An interesting combo. But the lurkers. How do you stop them? He's been able to stall them out, but no more. Another fight. A costly one. And Reynor's 8 more lurkers. 12. 29 lurkers lost. And he'll do it again. Cyan taking that bottom left corner. A bit desperate. I mean, that summed up the last 10 minutes or so. Revelation a bit off the mark there. Yeah, I think he only got 1 Zergling, and then there goes the Oracle. The Observer is the only detection. He can't lose this base. Meanwhile, another army, but there's no detection. The lurkers are slicing up the... Wow, he didn't have groove spines this entire time. Finally finishes it up. A few zealots. The supply's still weirdly close to even. An Oracle is in production. Cyan just sending out armies. He knows he can't fight heads up. Storms on the edges. More Ruptors. The Vipers were dead a long time ago. Cyan really playing flexibly here. By that I mean he's willing to re-expand over and over again. He spots a Greater Spire in the main if he's looking. Cyan still enough army supply to be dangerous. More lurkers will die. They don't have any carapace upgrades, by the way. They only have +3 attack. Glass cannon lurker. Storms at point blank range. Needs to merge those Templar. Does. Overseer taken out. Reynor has had enough. He's working the Broodlords. He's finally getting +1 carapace. Is there neural parasite? No, but there is definitely fungal here. The disruptor shots chunk up a couple lurkers. Cyan refuses to die. And, well, there's a big difference between not losing and winning. But it is also the first step. The Disruptor's looking for an angle. Oh, fire off a volley. Pretty decent one. The Broodlords. Some more Zerglings here. +3 melee. Adrenal glands is done. He just can't keep the economy going. Reynor has had the lead for essentially the last 10 minutes, and it's not been close. 8 more lurkers. There are 8 Broodlords on the field. 24 lurkers, not an intimidating number. 20 lurkers, more intimidating for sure, I'll admit that. 40 lurkers dead so far. Still 20 on the field. The Brood Lords. Cyan sees really warps in 2 stalkers, which is very hopeful. Oh god, the fungals. Feedbacks on the Vipers. Good hits on the Ruptors. But what's left? Lurker Broodlord is chasing everything across the map. The Lurkers will burrow down. I guess some credit to Cyan for holding it together for this long. But... oh no! That's far too much. That's way too many Broodlords. It's been too many Lurkers. GG. Reynor takes it 2-0.